I'm Imposter Dave. I'm back again. Last day I solved tic tac toe 1 and 2 together in a single go. There I found that my solution was overcomplicated. I learned a new thing. Now I am going to work on completing the challenge of a challenge from a GreatFrontend called user database. So let's read the requirements. The list box shows a list of user in the database. Okay, the list box shows a list of all user in the database. At most one entry can be selected at a time. Okay, by entering a string into the search input user containing the string will be filtered. The filter happens immediately without submission or pressing enter. Create button only enabled when user are selected and when both names fields are filtered. Okay. Mm. Create button. Okay, there will be a create button only enabled if there is no user name filter. Okay, upon activation a user is created based on name input and added to database. The fields are clear. Okay, update button only enabled when user is selected. Upon activation the selected username is updated in the database. Delete button only enabled when there is a selected user selected. Upon activation the selected user is removed from the database. Cancel button only enabled when there is user selected upon activation. Okay. Okay, I don't get it. That cancel option, right? Okay, this fields will be clear. Okay, got it. So this is kind of easy. So the main thing will be here for the search, that how we will search efficiently for the large list. So let's define the scope. For this one, for the UI representation, this will be easy. Here will be a list element, and also in the search input text input field. Also this will be input field and button. So there is nothing fancy here. But what about the state? What state we needed here is that the user list here, that will represent our list. And also for the search list, whatever we are searching in that database, so we will have a search list. And also for the this form, this actually going to be a form or two input field with a different state. Okay. So okay, So our state is also straightforward kind of. So whenever we are not selecting any, then we will create that will have that field. Okay, that's good. Yeah, but there is nothing really that for the duplication related thing. So user list and the search state, and for this form state we have to for this one. Okay, so these three can be divided in a multiple small component so that we have the separation. Good separation. Okay, let's start with it. So as we have, so first of all, let's clear this all and let's reduce the size of this thing. Just look at this element here. So let's write it. So first of all, just okay, just this. So first we need a search icon. So here will be our input. Will be text. Okay. Here we will have. Let's create. Right now I am writing the search input here or keeping it as it is, but I will separate it based on our state. So let's create a component called user table. Okay, so that's it, and here we will return we will return an UL element with, here we will get the users, and we will users will be an empty array. Let's for now let's keep a name, test user user one. Okay, so then we will just render the users here. Okay, good, that's it. So that's it. I will render the form later. Okay, here will be our form. Okay, form user form it should be, then here we will have our user form here. Basically it will return, and we will not use a form though I named it form, right? Label. Okay, so first name, then and last name, right? So id will be first name, and for it should be for this will be id first name. Name will be if name, so also for second, sorry, last name, name id last name, name name name. Okay, here is on problem, it should be html for okay. So let's make it a group in here. Okay, now it's good. Right, okay. Why it is suggesting one password here? Did I say it is going to be a password? Okay, that's it. So here will be our buttons. Sorry, button create for button update, delete and cancel, right? So our basic task is complete. So let's add here class name will be search. Here it will be class name will be form, and here we'll have class name will be user table. Okay, that's a user form. Okay, that's good. So let's start with user form. So we want to keep a gap, so let's say display flex direction column gap 5 pixels seems less. Let's say it is good. And right, Now user table should be yeah, list style none. Here we should have okay. We don't add. We can add a asterisk to removing margin and padding margin 0. Okay. Padding 0. Good. So now we want to add border 1 pixel solid. Good enough. So padding shouldn't be 0, it should be 10 pixel around it. Okay. Good. User table li. So we want to keep bit of gap here. So here they will have padding top bottom should be 5 pixel and left right 0. So it will look good in that scenario. So here it is all. So now we want to have another thing to group it. So this will be class name user table container. Okay. So here we will have, so let's keep in order user table container, right? So that will have margin top and bottom should be 10 pixel to create a gap. 10 pixels seems less, let's add 16. Okay, now the display will be flex and gap should be 10 pixel. So this is going to be white, right? Okay, that's good. Now let's just remove these two div to make the design like it. So that's good. Let's add flex 1 here, so it will grow as it is, right? Or we can use flex basis 50%. Let's have it basis 50% and not 50. This should be 60 and this should be flex basis should be 40%. So it will look good, right? So let's set another class called action container. So here will be display flex and gap should be 5 pixel, alien item should be center. Okay, that's it. So copy the class name and add it here, right? So now it seems okay. Wow, designing this, it took me 14 minutes, so it never gonna be a problem. But I can use AI. I will use AI to write it very fast. So let's start it. But for now, I am practicing it. So this is not going to be a problem here. So user set users as users. Instead of this array, we should users. Now no list item is here. Good. So now we have to create a user. Here we will have a state set. Okay, it's not create new user, right? It shouldn't be a new user for creating one. So we will go step by step to create, then delete, update. So and also for selecting. Okay, now it's the thinking area to okay, let's see for the create button only enabled when there is no selected element. So let's start with that selected user set selected user equal to use state null. If it is okay, so disabled when there is no selected user. So now not is equal to null. Okay, only when and allowed. Okay, disabled when selected user is null, then it should be deleted. And also same goes for this one. I cannot delete and cancel, only allowed with. So this is going to put same and right. Okay, I added extra complexity here for this one. Not a complexity, I guess. So const form state set form state and use state that will be by default null. First name will be empty string and then last name okay. Here we will pass the state for state. Okay, now we will get that form state and state and set is state. Good. Set state here. Now the value will be state dot first name. Cannot read properties undefined. State. Oh, sorry. State. Now it will be last name set. Okay, not set. Handle change will be there. So let's start with something. Okay, now it is working. Now we have to write a function called onChange. Will be a function event handle change with event and it will be first name. Okay, also we'll copy it and pass there and it should be last name and I need to write here that handle change here we will get event and then we have to find out the value and then we have to set state pref. We have to do it like this. Return data pref and here will be our key as event dot target dot value, right? This is it. So let's write. Okay, I didn't pass that set state here. Set state set form state, right? So it is working. And so whenever we are clicking create, that will help us to create it. Okay, whenever I am clicking on it, we will do something like this. So set users, here will be our thing, return brief and that form state. Right now here we have to show the user first name and user last name with a space. That's it. Whenever we do this thing, then we should clear that set form state to default one. Let's add const default value and pass that default value here and also here. Now whenever I am clicking test user create, it shows and clearing it. Okay, immediately. So whenever list item should be clickable, so here one thing is remaining, handle select will be going to be a function set selected user. Okay, set selected user. Now we need it from here to select, handle select on this list is not a button, but we can do not. So adding handler on list item is not good for accessibility, but select, oh, forgot to add the key here. So this list going to be, so we should keep a user.id. So user.id should be here. So from state id should be brave.length and plus one, so it should have the id. So we will get the id here, and we need that used id, uid need to be here, and then we have to call it with uid. So now we will get that the index of that selected user. Whenever we are getting that, let's say start with test user create, that is created, and I click, it is selected. We have to make sure that it is selected. So handle select and selected user, here we should have that selected user as well, so that we can have that design that this one is selected. So class name, if selected user, then selected user not is equal to null, then the class name should be selected, otherwise it's going to be empty array, empty string. So now let's have that selected item should be item. So background color 888. This item. Okay, that is good. If it is selected, then if we do cancel, then it should remove that one. Okay, before that we need another thing. So let's update the color. It looks very annoying. Okay, let's do it now. Let's remove the padding from here. Padding should be 0. The padding should added here. Good. Now this is okay. How much time it should take? Okay, I am overflowing my time, so it is okay. Where I have left? Okay, here we need to run a effect. So effect, that effect will update our value for us for the form selected user, and then we'll update set form state with that first name will be users selected user dot first name. Same goes for the last name. If the selected user return, there is no selected user, return last. Okay. If there is no selected user, then return there is set that on. So let's create test user create ID. Let's log that one. What is setting for us? Okay, let's look at the console and look for the value. Test user create select. Ooh, 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 wow. That is a mistake. Create a mistake here. I found it. I don't need to pass it from the UID. It should be like this. Okay. Now test user creates. Okay. Why I am not getting that? Interesting. Selected user. Let's look for the selected user. What I got. Wait. There is a problem because of 0. Now test user create select. So it is. So we can update and delete. Those buttons are active. So good. Still I am on that creating and updating phase. When I will able to so add the search option. Okay, that's it. So handle update will be here. Handle update will be here. Now we won't update the now this thing should be improved. Here will be our from data. Now we will not update that to default, so pref return new state. So const new state equal to our pref, and then we will do like new state selected user equal to our first name will be okay, not directly setting up, so just first name will be that form state dot first name, same goes for the last name. Okay, now we have to add it here. Click handle update. So let's test it. Create select test user 1 and update. It is updating and still keep the selection, so we don't have to remove it. And let's add that handle delete. Handle delete should be this set users and pref dot filter is score. We shouldn't do this. UID, like, so it is the index basically, or instead of index we can basically use the ID filter. ID is not is equal to selected user. Okay, so let's have it on click and delete. So let's test user, test user1, test user2. Let's give it, make it delete. Okay, test user1 is delete, but we need to reset the set selected user to be null. Okay, then so we cannot use key as index, right? So list can be updated. So now cancel. Let's handle cancel. Cast handle cancel. There we will set selected user to be null, right? And from state should be default value. This shouldn't be done if we add it here in the effect that set form state, then it will be not needed to done right here. Okay, click. Okay, now let's test user, test user1, create, delete. Now it's rendering properly. Let's, wow, I deleted it, and so it should be added here, then it will work. Cancel, so it is removing it. Now delete. So test user, create, and test user it. Now I made, wow, for this, why it is selecting both of them? Interesting. Let's add something again. User, create. I clicked, wow, it select both of them. len GTH. Okay, for the ID. Okay, the typing mistake. Right now, test user create test user. No, not because of it. It because of that key. Let's log the selected. Wow, it's my fault. It should be test user 1 and update. It is updating. Cancel. So it's removing. Let's add another one. Test user 2 create, and now let's delete it. Okay, it's working fine. Everything is working fine. Now let's start with the search. Okay, now const search set search, and that use state will be empty, and the value will be search. One change will be there. That will be our handles search. So now let's create handle search. So here we will get our event, and let's have value. Even the target dot value. Right now let's filter it. Users dot filter not user. It should return like this way, like okay. User dot first name dot includes value, or user dot last name dot include value. So now constant values equal to, let's log the value values. Okay. Let's add test test user test, not test, we will make so let's search for test. Now we need to add some div so it is working. For the filter we need to use the ID, then it will be very easier to implement. Otherwise it can create a problem for us. So what if, okay, so for this thing we need to update that logic so that we can use the ID, then we can easily update it. So uh, we can have a different list here, state for that filtered user, so that is kind of naive approach. Filtered users, set filtered users, okay, then set the value here, set filtered user values here. So here with what we are passing here, that user instead of user, if the search is there then filter values, otherwise that is not is equal to empty, then we should pass it. This is not good at all. I will not accept it for now. I'm doing it so that I can just see that it is passing. So actually I don't want to spend more time on it. I can easily change it. For now it is catching my brain very fast, so I am just putting it instead of thinking. Okay, let's try it. Wow, that is not outreading that. I am guessing that because of the index. So let's say console log users. It is very annoying. put everything in that. So let's add something. First name, test, ID 1. Sorry. Okay, let's now check it with console. Two. Cannot retrieve what is of includes. So we don't need that state at all. We need it. Don't wait. What is happening? Includes in the 110. Okay, it's my mistake that here I don't put the last name. Actually, it should handle test. Last name should be present. Now it should log me out. I knew it. Where it is. Okay, it is working, but this is not good. Creating two state and then modifying it. Okay, for now I'm happy. Still, it took 1 hour to solve it. This shouldn't be. I shouldn't be faster, but no worries. I'm okay with it. So take care. Bye. See you later.